Good afternoon. Another beautiful March day in Kelowna. It's 15 and mainly sunny at 4 p.m. I'm Josh Duncan, and this is what the Kelowna Now newsroom is following today. Our third and final update this week on Ruth, the missing golden retriever. It's a very positive one. The beloved pet was found early Thursday evening after spending more than 3 days missing in Myra Bellevue Provincial Park. It was the outcome that so many were hoping for as her story spread and the search party grew over the course of the week. Ruth went missing shortly after noon on Monday when she got spooked and bolted away on the popular trail network. It led to a massive search and finally successful search over the next 3 days. City staff say Kelowna should be more inclusive of the Indigenous population in their civic asset naming policy, but council is weary to see that be a part of the Parkinson Recreation Centre redevelopment. While there was general support for the policy change, council voiced its opposition to a new name for Parkinson Rec once it undergoes significant renovations, but city staff told council that the new look Parkinson Rec could also have two names, pointing to Mission Recreation Park, which houses MNP Place, and the H2O Center. Ultimately, it will be something that is decided at a much later date, as plans haven't even been finalized for the renovation of the Central Kelowna Recreation Center. Kelowna Airport is warning travelers to be prepared for much busier crowds over the next 2 weeks. Spring break officially began when school was let out today, which means the start of one of the busiest vacation times of the year. People will be flooding in and out of Kelowna via the airport, with more than 125,000 passengers expected to travel through YLW over the next 2 weeks. That works out to just under 9,000 passengers a day, nearly twice as many as the year-round daily average of 5,000 passengers a day. Pierre Poilievre is calling on BC Premier David Eby to cancel the planned April 1st hike to the province's carbon tax. The federal Conservative leader said people in BC are in desperate need of relief and can't afford another tax hike. While Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has already said the federal carbon tax rate hike will go ahead, BC has its own provincial tax like Quebec and the Northwest Territories. And like the federal tax, BC's carbon tax will increase on April 1st from $65 to $80 per ton. Canadian country artist Tenille Townes announced her 2024 tour dates today, and she'll be coming to Kelowna. The 30-year-old will wrap up her cross-country tour this fall with shows on back-to-back nights at the Kelowna Community Theatre on November 23rd and 24th. Townes has won Female Artist of the Year at the Canadian Country Music Awards 5 years running and just dropped her new single, Thing That Brought Me Here, this morning. Tickets to see Townes at the KCT in November will go on sale next Friday at 10 a.m. through Live Nation. And finally, in sports, another busy weekend on tap for the Kelowna Rockets and West Kelowna Warriors. The Rockets are in Everett tonight to take on the Silver Tips, who sit in third place in the Western Conference standings, and their potential first-round playoff matchup for Kelowna. Both teams will cross the border for a rematch at Prospera Place on Saturday night. On the other side of the bridge, the West Kelowna Warriors, are set to welcome the Penticton Vs to Royal LePage Place tonight. It will be a great matchup between the two top teams in the Interior Division. They went head-to-head in an overtime matchup a week ago before the Vs claimed a 2-1 victory. You can read more about those stories and plenty others over at KelownaNow.com. Thanks as always for tuning in this afternoon. Have yourself a wonderful weekend, a great St. Patrick's Day, and we'll catch you on Monday.